Incredible greetings, everyone. Incredible greetings. How is everyone doing? All right. So I'm going to do a quick review of one of the bonus sections of my 30-day training on day 6. At the end, after it was officially wrapped, there were additional questions. It was basically just bonus material. And I received a message from someone who is taking the class. And so she's trying to, follow along everything, the main lesson, and also take advantage of the bonus part and what would be like additional training, right? So she reached out, she submitted some screenshots. I couldn't really tell exactly probably what the issue would be, but I said, okay, I was going to go ahead and just kind of go through it again. And then she also just recently posted a video over in our student union to show exactly what's happening on her screen. And I immediately knew kind of what happened. And sometimes you may not be able to identify those things. So I am doing this video, one, to help her, but also to let you guys know whenever you are doing a class or you take any of my trainings, my seminars, my boot camps, my courses, whatever it is, you are never left alone. Even though you are watching the playback of the video, if you ever run into any issues, there are 3 different places that you can post your questions. Well, provided the playbacks are there for the ones that are actually there. So if you're taking the class and you have the broken down part, every single one comes with a discussion board, and you can always post a question on like that actual video and just put the timestamp. On the live stream playback, you can put it on there, or you can always come to the private Facebook group, the student union, and post your question. So you are never left like to your own vices and, left to figure it out yourself. I, and as a community, the group is there because if I'm not, sometimes somebody else who's taken the class and they've gotten a grasp of it, they will be able to answer the question as well. So I never want anyone to feel like they can't take any of my classes that have already taken place, because it's like, okay, it's no different than, you might feel like it's no different than watching like a YouTube video and things like that. You can't get any help. There's always help available. So that's what I'm going to go through with this, in showing what the potential issue probably was. So in this particular lesson, it was day 6, and it was all about compound paths and, getting to understand those. And one of the things to really kind of understand compound paths is creating rings from circles. So once we got to the end, we had all of these solid circles. And, I was telling them this is how you can practice, where you're going to just take a circle that's on top, and then you're going to make a compound path. Well, the circle on top, the circle on, well, the first circle, and then like the circle that's inside, take them, make a compound path. And that's how you're going to get a ring. Just to kind of show you that, I'm going to do it just with this rectangle here. So if this was blue, whether they're the same color or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, wait, what's going on here? Is there a broken line or something? Okay, ungroup. Oh, that was a broken line. Okay, never mind. All right, so let's just bring this one down here. And I'm going to do another one in the middle. So it doesn't matter if they are the same color or if they are different colors. Doesn't matter. What compound path does is it's going to make it where it's one, but it also creates a hole in the middle. So if I go right click and make it a compound path, see, there's a hole. Even though these are different colors, if I make it a compound path, it makes it a hole. So it's a way to make like a ring or a frame and things like that. So these all look the same, right? Well, with this one, it's already rings. So this is what we're trying to create. These are the different rings, okay? Well, this one, it is solid, right? So they're all solid. So for this to work, everything has to be solid. So I'm going to come in here. And so in the assignment, in the bonus section, what they had to do was select everything, hold down shift to click on the outside one, which is the hot pink one. You're going to be left with the ones in the middle. We need to duplicate that right on top. So I was also teaching keyboard shortcuts. So if we hold down Alt and we click, it's going to duplicate them in front. So in the lesson, I told them, okay, go ahead, change it to a different color. That way you know which ring you have already made into a compound path. So because we want this to not look solid and we want it to look like a ring, you take the circle that is underneath it, or like, the first one inside, hold down shift, click on that outside circle, and you're going to make it a compound path. And it should reveal the next solid circle. And as we can see here, it is cut out, right? But then you're going to go click on that circle, hold down shift, click on the next circle, make it a compound path. Or you can start to use your keyboard shortcut. So click here, hold down shift, click keyboard shortcut for make compound path. Right? And so you get to the last color. Now everything is no longer solid. It's rings like the first one. Now, this looks to be the exact same way, right? We can agree that this looks just like the other one. If I click on this and move it, I have another circle. But what you can also see, actually, I meant to do it like this so that you can just see that circle. I kind of gave it away. But if I were to just select it, it looks like it's the same. Okay, I have solid circles, but I kind of just revealed it. If I click on it and move it, I actually have two sets. Sometimes you can inadvertently, have two sets of the circles, if you're doing this lesson. I don't know what happened before. I don't know, what all was worked on. But from the video that she showed, it appeared that there were two sets of circles. So if we do the exact same steps that we just did, we're going to end up with different results because of the second set of circles. So if I were to click on here, I am technically selecting two sets of circles. So if I hold down shift and I click on that pink, I'm still selecting the second. I still have basically two sets of circles. So I'm going to hold down. I'm going to hold down Alt and duplicate it in front. Okay, hold on. Wait, let's see. Somehow, let's see. It may have only been one here. Or actually, okay, yeah. So we're just going to delete that one. So I'm going to select here, hold down shift, select that. I technically have two sets of circles here in the middle, right? But I'm going to go ahead, Alt, click to duplicate it, and I'm going to change the color. All right. If I click on this inner circle, hold down shift, click on the pink, and I make it a compound path, it appears as if nothing happened because I have it's basically two sets of circles. So I had another green set here. But if I move this out of the way, you can see how it's in between there. I can now see the orange one. But because when I'm moving this, it's in between, that lets me know that this, in fact, did become a ring. But so if I move this and I move this and I move this and I move this, I have still another set of green circles. So that is what happened to where you did not see the orange come up. Some way or another, you ended up with two sets of the duplicated circles. So now if I click here, hold down shift, click on this one, and I make it a compound path, I now see my yellow and I can keep going. Now, if I move this, I still have another orange. So that is what you will need to do. And I'm speaking to the person that, that asked the question. Move them out of the way. So just because you didn't see it happen like exactly how it happened on my screen, I've also given you the tools and the foundation of how it works. So where if you were to pull that top one away, if you saw an opening, that lets you know that it in fact did a compound path. It's just that there's something extra there. So then you need to start pulling things apart to figure out what was wrong. So let's say on this one, let me see. Okay, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to click off. So let's say what happened was somehow you end up, hold down shift and you duplicated it. And if you go back in and select it, hold down shift, click on here. So my box still jumped down, but I really have two sections there. So if I hold down Alt and click and then change the color, when I go in to change this, I don't see anything. But if you move this and you see that it's a ring, you did complete a successful compound path. But that just means now start to move it. So it's like, okay, well, I move this one. I see the orange. If I go like this and make it a compound path, I'm not going to see the yellow. But my orange is a ring. And if I move this orange and you see that there's another set, that lets you know that somewhere along the lines, a duplicate was made of just those middle circles. But it still did what it was supposed to do. So we can move that out of the way. So I'm going to come in here and that'll let me know, okay, if there were two sets of circles before I made the duplicate, that means that there are two sets of green circles. So I'm just going to select all of those green circles and I'm going to delete them. So now I'm left with just one set of green circles. I'm going to make them a compound path, but I still have the original set of solid circles. So we have to move those out. Well, man, all of this is all kind of cuckoo crazy. That's no issue. Because then when we get to the date of alignment, we know that we can select all of these and we can simply center them. So now I do have all of my rings and they are where they're supposed to be. Okay. So it is a combination of everything. If you're taking any of the classes, if you ever get stuck on any part of it, I don't want you to focus on whatever parts you are stuck on. Walk away from it. Move on to something else and come back to it. The course, especially the 30-day course, is not meant for you to perfect and completely understand everything in that day. And like you have to grasp it, you have to get it on that day. You can continue to move through it. And maybe once you get to other parts, something that you missed will make sense. The next time you go through that day, it'll make more sense to you. Even if that did not operate correctly, if you still understood how Make Compound Path works and you're working on a design and, the compound path does what it's supposed to do, you have understood the concept of compound path. I don't ever want you to get stuck on one part and spend way too long on it. Put a pin in it, write a note, leave a message in the group, but move on to the next task. Okay. But I just wanted you guys to know that you are never left alone in your trainings when it comes to taking any training with 365 Creative Academy. All right. If you're interested in the 30-day training, all you have to do is go over to our website, shop.hsinc365.com, or go over to learn.365creativeacademy.com, and you can enroll in the 30-day Silhouette Studio training. It is the essentials of Silhouette Studio. We go over all of the essential tools and what their foundational functions are and how they work and how they operate, so that when you take a design class or you're watching a design video, you're going to have a better understanding of how the tools and functions work. All right. Someone asked, how often are the classes? For this particular one, it was recorded in March of 2022. So you have access to all of the playbacks for this particular training. We do have 5 trainings going on right now. Like today, I'm actually about to jump on to the Photoshop Essentials training. We have Foundations of Designing, where we're learning to, really design and how to lay out designs and composition and choosing fonts and things like that. That is a live course that is going on right now. We meet every 2 weeks. And then we also have the Creative Business Program. And once the Photoshopping is done, we have some other design related classes that will be coming as well. So there's always some sort of class going on at 365 Creative Academy, and you can always purchase the playbacks of classes and learn from those as well. She says it's a great class. So, hey, there is a review of someone who was in the class, so definitely check that out. Shop.hsinc365.com is where you will go to get access to that 30-day training. All right. Until next, actually, you know what? Let me just give you guys the direct link just in case you're not able to find it on the website. Although if you just scroll down, you're on the main page, it will come up. But I will go ahead and drop it in the comment section. All right. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.